All right, in these problems, we're actually coming up with answers. We're solving them. So the first thing we have to do is make sure everything is set equal to 0. So everything's on the other side here. And then we need to make sure it's factored. They already factored it for us. So the last thing I need to do is set each of these equal to 0. So I'm going to set b equal to 0, and I'm going to set b plus 12 equal to 0. And we solve. B equals 0. Okay, I don't have to do anything there. That's one answer. Here I need to subtract 12 on both sides. Therefore, I get b equals negative 12. So my two answers are 0 and negative 12, which is choice A. Okay, number 2. We have 2 times x minus 4 times x minus 5 equals 0. Again, we need to double check everything's on one side. Okay, everything's on one side. Here, they factored everything for us. So now all I'm going to do is set everything equal to 0. 2 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0, and x minus 5 equals 0, and solve. 2 equals 0, that doesn't make sense. We don't need that. Okay, x minus 4, we add 4 to both sides. Therefore, I get x equals a positive 4. Here, we need to solve here x minus 5, so I need to add 5 to both sides. Therefore, I get x equals 5. So my two answers are 4 and 5, which is choice C. And lastly, number 3 here, we have x squared minus 64 equals 63x. Okay, so I need to do a lot here. I need to make sure everything's on one side. So I need to move this 63x. For me to move it, I'm going to subtract 63x on both sides. So now I have x squared minus 63x minus 64 equals 0. Next, I'm going to have to factor. I break up into my two parentheses, still set equal to 0. We put x and an x. Now I have 64 here. So if I were to list my factors of 64, I have 1 times 64, I have 2 times 32, and so on. But my goal is to get a negative 63. I can stop there because to get a negative 63, I have 1 and 64. I can make this 64 negative. A negative 64, a positive 1 gives me negative 63. So positive 1, negative 64. Okay, but I'm not done because I'm solving. So now I need to set each of these equal to 0. X plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 64 equals 0. And we solve. So we need to subtract 1 here. Therefore, we get x equals negative 1. We need to add 64 here. Therefore, we get x equals positive 64. So negative 1 and 64 are our answers.